Our next speaker works for an organization that focuses on identifying and spreading solutions that are in the interest of future generations. She promotes climate solutions and will speak about some concrete answers to the challenges we face around feeding the world. Please do now welcome Alexandra Wandel, the Executive Director of the World Future Council.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the Transition Forum. It's my honor to address you today and to speak about some of the solutions we have identified at the World Future Council, a global foundation that is represented on all continents. And our focus, of course, is on identifying and spreading best practice solutions in the interest of current but also future generations. So I would like to explain to you that we have, of course, seen that we have a lot of challenges in relation to food system. We have, on the one hand, the challenge of biodiversity loss. We know from the Intergovernmental Panel on Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services how many insects are lost, that we have a problem with pollination, which is essential for food security. We also see the challenge that we have created a food system very much based on large-scale monoculture, advancing at the expense of natural habitats. And deforestation is also triggering process where even now we can see it with COVID-19, viruses can transmit more easily from animals and humans. Agriculture also contributes to climate change, not only because it's highly dependent on fossil fuels, but also because the production of livestock produces methane and other greenhouse gas emission, and the use of synthetic fertilizers also produces nitrous oxide. In addition to that, of course, we also have the challenge of pesticides, the use of synthetic fertilizers, the impact actually food also has on our health. And also, next slide, we also see the issue of food waste, that almost 1/3 of food that is produced is being wasted. Although we have more than 800 million people in the whole world still suffering actually and from malnutrition. So is this the way we should continue? Of course not. We need now to really change track, look into the solutions and develop sustainable food systems that really give us the proper nourishment we need, but with also good benefits for the environment and for people and the economy. That is why we at the World Future Council have decided to dedicate our Future Policy Award to the topic of agroecology. Next, please. So what is agroecology? Agroecology applies ecological principles and takes into account also social and economic aspects. It is actually contributing to production and consumption of healthy and nutritious food. It's also boosting the economy and providing resilience. At the same time, it is also safeguarding natural resources and biodiversity and promoting and mitigating to climate change. Now, the Future Policy Award was actually launched together with the Food and Agriculture Organization and IFORM Organics International. We contacted more than 20,000 experts from around the world, asking where do you already have good policy solutions that really have proven positive impact for people and the environment. And we received an amazing range of policies, did a proper scientific evaluation with our Future Just lawmaking methodology, and then an international jury selected the award winners. You will see here now a picture actually from Sikkim, India. And actually Sikkim, India is the first state in the world that is entirely organic. And we talk more later about how actually Sikkim has achieved that. Second of all, you can see here now a picture of Denmark. Denmark in Europe has developed an amazing action plan, organic action plan, and they engaged a lot of stakeholders. They thought about how can we really have innovation also for organic products, how we can make it attractive for consumers to buy organic products that do not harm the environment so much. And they also set clear targets. And they actually succeeded in having a doubling of organic farmland compared to the 2007 baseline when the plan was launched in 2011. Furthermore, they also motivated municipalities to achieve 60% organic in all public canteens. And the city of Copenhagen has now achieved that They have 90% organic food in public canteens such as schools, kindergartens, and also hospitals without an increase in meal prices. The next picture you see is actually the city of Quito from Ecuador, which also received an award. And the city of Quito actually has been developing a very exemplary policy on how can we also have a good policy for urban agriculture. And their policy really recognized food security throughout the whole food chain. They did training programs to support the community, to support also family and school gardens, and they set up 3,600 urban gardens, and they enhanced ecosystem functions. They had 6,600 biofairs so far, visited by over 170,000 visitors, and it really has met the mission of Quito, becoming an entrepreneurial city, also very innovative and sustainable. Now I'd like to tell you also a couple of best practice examples, because this is the next slide. We also did a recognition called Outstanding Practice in Agroecology. This is a recognition we did together with the company Bosch. You might know the company Bosch. And so we partnered with them to look where do we already have outstanding practices around the world. We focus specifically in the Global South. And so you see here on the map the recognitions from all over the world that have been recognized. Again, nominations from all over the world, a thorough evaluation, and I want to give you now a couple of positive examples. So the next slide shows you that the African Biodiversity Network actually works in 11 countries. The focus is reviving traditional agroecological farming systems, and they're focusing on seed diversity, and that is the key focus. They have been succeeding in reviving 470 varieties of seeds, and it was also recognized where they work, poverty level went down, the farmers are less reliant on external inputs, they have more food, improved health, and actually they're able to send also their children now more to the school, which is very important. The next example comes from Egypt. This is the example of SECAM, and this initiative is really realizing its vision of sustainable human development using biodynamic agricultural methods to revitalize desert land, but also to develop agricultural business, and by providing also education and knowledge transfer. And today, SECAM in Egypt is a leading social business worldwide. It's a whole group of companies and NGOs, and they contributed to the reduction of artificial pesticide use in Egypt's cotton industry by 90%, while boosting yields by 30%. So an amazing, beautiful other solution. The next slide actually is from Benin. It's a slide where I will just then tell you, but you see here a picture from Benin. It's from Premium Hortus. This is an African green tech company. It specializes on e-commerce of agroecological products, organic production, and producer support. And they have now actually succeeded in delivering with short food supply chains to the home of people, the organic products in a very safe way. They also succeeded in limiting waste, and also that the waste was recycled for organic composition, for the biogas, and for the cosmetic industry. The model has been so successful that they did not only reduce carbon emissions by 47% compared to the conventional agriculture, they are now also expanding to other countries, to Morocco, Togo, and Cameroon. The next slide comes from China. This was started actually by, it's a social enterprise called Shared Harvest. And this was initiated by the leader of China's community-supported agriculture. And they're promoting sustainable agriculture methods. And they also, again, have succeeded in not only reducing the use of synthetic pesticides by 2,500 tons, they also have succeeded in spreading their model now to 1,000 farms. So it's also a successful model that can be further scaled up. The next slide shows you an example from Cameroon. So this project was started by the World Agroforestry Center and local partners, and this project tackles land degradation and social deprivation by enabling farmers to implement agroforestry techniques. So in rural resource centers, they provide capacity and knowledge exchange between farmers, NGOs, government, and the private sector. And with that, they actually have now created 50 indigenous food tree species in domestication programs worldwide. And in Mali, they also started operations. They established 40 centers. They planted 4 million trees of 25 species, and they engaged 80,000 farmers in 183 villages. So as you can see, there are so many positive examples from around the world, both at the policy level and also at the practice level that can be scaled up. And next slide. So I invite you, of course, we go to the next slide. I invite you, of course, if you're interested to learn more about these solutions, you can find more information on the website of World Future Council. So thank you so much for your attention.